Hey, DC Wright-Hammer here. So the real reason why I got into writing actually was very surprising when I stopped to think about it, and I think others might have a similar experience as I did. So let me explain. So back in 2015, I started writing this crazy scene that was just stuck in my head, and I just put it in a Word document and saved it and kind of walked away. And that was sort of a seed that planted in my head that I kind of spun in a lot of different directions. So at the time, I was working as a data migration specialist at a small software company. And the scene that I had wrote, plus what I was doing with my life day in and day out, started to kind of weave together. And I wasn't fully happy with where I was at in my life. And the job was great, but it just kind of, I wanted to escape. Just, I had a lot of things going on, a lot of mental health issues that I didn't realize at the time. And so I had this scene stuck in my head, and I had a lot of mental health issues that I was dealing with, and I was working at a job that allowed for a lot of creativity and was in that data migration space. And so my mind just started to blend the two, and that's when I started to write this sci-fi novel. And so when I look back on it 5, 6 years later, I realized that I was writing to escape. I was writing to take myself to a fantasy world where I controlled everything, the characters, the world, the rules, everything that happened, I controlled. And it was because of this perceived lack of control that I had in my personal life. And I think that was very surprising to me to have that realization. Like, I thought I was just this creative person who likes to put words on paper. And that's somewhat true. Obviously, I am somewhat of a creative person, and I do like to put words on paper. They're not always good words, and they don't always make sense, but I still do it. And I just figured I'd make a quick video kind of acknowledging that, because I think a lot of writers that I've run into, I think that's partly where, imposter syndrome comes from for a lot of us, is that we just started writing. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to start doing this writing thing. And a lot of times it was to fill a unperceived void that was in our life, something that we were unhappy about, something that we wanted to take action on, but we weren't sure how. Maybe we weren't even aware of what was really bothering us. And so we put words on paper, we go to fantasy worlds, we create characters, and a lot of times we'll act out things that are happening in our real life, in our books. And I know personally, by the time I got to my second book, it was very cathartic. It was sort of therapy in and of itself, to write about the things that were bothering me in life, with characters that I can work things out. And through the drafting process, I could pretend it worked out this way. No, that's not quite right to the story. Well, maybe it should work out this way. Well, that's really hits too close to home for me, so I don't want to put that in the book. And so I know this video is ranting, but I figured a quick video to just kind of talk about what's the real reason that we write. What's the real reason we got into writing? We became writers. Oftentimes it's not what you think, and so I figured I'd just kind of put this out there. If if you find yourself thinking about why you became a writer, and it's for not these like noble writing reasons, don't feel bad. You're in great company. I mean, look at how tortured some of the best authors were in history, and we look up to them these days. And so that's not to say you have to be tortured to be a good writer, and that's not to say if you fix yourself and get help, you can't be a good writer either. But understand that good things can come from bad beginnings. And so hope you like the content I've been putting out on this channel. I know it's somewhat all over the place. It's related to writing. Sometimes it isn't. But if you like what you've seen over the course of however long you've been watching, please subscribe. That helps out tremendously. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will catch you all next time.